Welcome to The Preferred List, a podcast about the people behind the best wedding days. I'm James, a wedding filmmaker. I've spent years in the industry working alongside incredible vendors, and this show is all about real conversations with the ones who make it happen. Whether you're a vendor or a couple, you'll get honest insight, good stories, and maybe a little inspiration along the way. Let's meet today's wedding vendor. Hi, Kyleigh.
Hi, I'm Kyleigh. Happy to be here.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks for being on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited to dive in all things makeup. It's a topic I don't know much
Yeah,
about,
I'm here for that.
which I love. So we're going to kind of dive into all the things with your studio, Lunar Beauty Studio, and just hear all of the things that you do to serve your couples well. I'm so excited to jump into that. But before we do, we're here at Birchwood Venue. And Birchwood Venue is where rustic charm meets modern convenience to create the perfect wedding weekend. It's nestled in Milton, Pennsylvania, and they give couples 3 full days to decorate, celebrate, and soak in every moment without feeling rushed. From the hydrangea lined ceremony space to the beautifully restored barn, Birchwood is designed to make your day as stress-free and as memorable as possible. And if you haven't met Holly, you should, because she's great.
Yeah, I
So
don't know
fun.
if I have actually
Oh,
met
really?
her. No, I've
Oh,
been
man.
here a handful of times.
Yeah, and we set up this podcast film day, and she brought all these treats and
Oh,
snacks.
that's
I'm like, oh
awesome.
my gosh,
Heck
you're so
yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
But Kyleigh, thanks for being on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
Just starting out your podcast journey
Yeah, this is the
with the
first
preferred
one.
list. I love it.
Yeah.
So, there was a time when you were not doing makeup as like
Yes.
a profession with your own business, with your studio, Lunar Beauty Studio. Take me back to like where all of this
Gosh.
started for
Where
you.
do we want to start? I have a crazy journey that brought me here. I actually have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. It was for my
Casual.
mom.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows why. It was just a thing in college. So I worked as a court reporter for a year, worst year of my life. And then I just kind of stumbled upon the opportunity to do freelance makeup with an established makeup artist in my community. She trained me and I fell in love with it. It was so fun. It was more a hobby, still working the job. And then after I was done with the job, I still did it as a hobby, but then COVID hit. So everything kind of changed, bridal industry, wedding
Yeah.
industry at that point. So I kind of thought, well, that was fun while it lasted, And then I went on to be a restaurant and brewery manager. And then I realized I can't keep, this isn't really sustainable. I want to do what I've always wanted to do this. So I went back to school in 2023 and obtained my aesthetics license, and here I am. Yeah.
That is quite the journey.
Yeah. And I always laugh because this is actually what I wanted to do out of high school. But I come from a family of cosmetologists, and they were like, don't do it.
do it.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah. And then in my 30s, I was like, I'm doing it,
Yeah.
So
Leave it to your
Yeah.
30s to be like, let's do something totally
yes.
different.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, like, my back hurts a little bit. No,
Right. Oh, yeah. That's
no, that's so fun. So you knew you wanted to do it, but you kind of like meandered around to a couple different
Yeah.
things. What was the tipping point for you to be like, no, I want to go for this. I just want to try it.
So that with my area, we don't have a aesthetics program in the area, so you have to travel at least an hour one way. So
Gotcha.
I went to Belfont, and to
Belfont, we used to live there.
yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, CPI. It's not really sustainable as a 30-year-old who has bills and life,
Yeah.
to go to school Monday through Thursday, 8 to 3, an hour away, 2-hour round trip.
Yeah.
I did luck out though. My boyfriend's a nurse, and during COVID, he lost his job. So I held down the fort for a while, and then I was like, oh wait, now it's your turn.
Yeah.
You can hold down the fort for a little bit. So I was able to take time off work and go and obtain my license. So just a lot of factors that kind of fell into place that I was, really, really happy that we could get there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so fun to see like these seemingly random puzzle pieces coming
Yeah.
together, and then it's like, wait, this is what I wanted to do the whole time, and now it's like actually working.
Yes.
Was there a moment that you were like, I don't know, maybe doing some specific makeup or at a specific wedding that you're like, dang, this is seriously the dream that I'm like living out?
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point it was almost every wedding, but I had to be done with the weddings by like 1 or 2 because I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
And so I just, that kind of like rushing around, and I was like, leaving that, so fun, that environment to
Yeah.
go. And not that a restaurant's not fun, but it can be stressful.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I do. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Back end restaurants,
yes.
it's a different world.
Yeah. So to go from like something that I was so passionate about to a thing that was just kind of paying my bills
Yeah.
really helped me realize like we need to do this full time.
Yeah, that's so fun. And tell me more about your business like structure. Do you have like other team members that work with you? Is it
It
just
is
you?
just me.
Just
I
you?
work for myself by myself. I do kind of have an administrative assistant. She just kind of keeps me on track with like emailing
Yeah.
and
Love those admin
responding. And
people.
yeah,
It's
and
not me.
it's great. Yeah, I need her. And it's great because she only wants services and we just kind of trade.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's,
perfect.
yeah, it's just me. I think that's going to change. I would say my 10-year goal. I can't keep doing this forever. My body hurts. So I'm hoping someday that I can have employees, but that's kind of when I'm a little more established and comfortable on the
Yeah.
business end of it.
Yeah. It does. It definitely expands.
Yeah,
When you expand, you're expanding more than just like adding people.
absolutely. Yeah. So I'm like probably 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah.
You had like such a like kind of winding journey to get here. And it sounds like you're kind of even thinking, you know, a little bit in the
Oh,
future.
yeah.
I think it's so funny that like there's a lot of wedding vendors. Maybe they're listening and they're like, it's just like a weekend thing for me. It's just a
Hmm.
side thing for me. But it sounds like for you, you were thinking of it as like the thing full
Yes.
time. Like I could make a serious career business out of it.
Yeah.
Have you always been like business minded like that?
I don't even know that I'd say I'm still business minded. I don't know. I think, running restaurants and breweries really kind of helped me see what it takes.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, like, you can't just go into business. Like, nobody can just go into business. And I was like, well, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna figure it out. And I'm 2 years in. Well, it'll be 2 years in January. We're still figuring it out,
Yeah.
but I'm always thinking of what I can do to maybe improve or just to kind of add on to the service. But I try not to get ahead of myself, and I want to perfect where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But I'm always thinking of what we can do in the future to make it more of an experience.
Yeah. If there's a fellow lover of makeup and cosmetology that's listening,
Yeah.
it's like, "Yeah, I would love to do that, but where do I even start? Like, what do I need to get? How do I build out my kit? Like,
Oh, gosh.
what's
Yeah.
what's some like, ground level advice?"
I would say the first thing you need really is passion. I think, in my opinion, if you're passionate about something, you can make money. That's where I went wrong growing up and going to college. I was not passionate about that. It was fun to learn about, sure, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like a probation officer or correction. Like there was just really nothing in there for me. So I would say definitely passion. You can't just go into it because you think it's fun and easy because it's not.
Yeah.
It's fun at times, most of the time, but there are those
To say the
times.
morning of is probably mostly
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
but there's a lot more than just
I would say the morning of is so fun up and until like the last hour or two. And then you feel the room shift.
yeah.
You feel that kind of
Oh, that's
anxiety
interesting.
heighten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually feel like
Oh,
it
yeah.
at that last hour.
Oh, yeah. The second the
That's so
bride sits in
interesting.
my chair, everybody has a question. I need these headphones
Yeah.
to put on them because it just seems like I'm like, just let her sit here, let her get her makeup
Yeah.
done, let her breathe. This is probably the last time she's actually going to be able to sit down today.
Yeah, I did see a post, I don't know if like how recently it was, but the makeup artist had like she put headphones on the bride, gave her like a little facial kind of
Yes.
massage, and just let her like close her eyes and just like
Yes.
soak into the
Yeah.
chair.
I think I saw the same one and I'm like, I need to utilize
I
that
know
maybe.
it seems like it'd be so relaxing for that stressful moment of like
Yes.
once we're done with this, it's like go
Yes. And
time.
I think that's where the anxiety starts because I think that is when they're like sitting down and they're realizing that like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
it's happening.
yeah, it's happening. Like this is one of my last steps before I get into my dress.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fun. It's really, you have to be able to take constructive criticism. And That's not always
That's tough.
that's tough, and I have a different vision in my head than the next person.
Hmm.
And, I don't know about you, but if you go get a haircut,
Yeah.
you're like thinking about what my haircut's going to look like, and you leave and you're like, "Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's
That's
not what I was thinking.
that's
Yeah.
really not what I was thinking, but still looks good." Um that's where the communication kind of comes in. You need to make them feel comfortable to be able to express
Yeah.
those concerns or what they're feeling.
Yeah, and it's tough, I think, too, because what you're doing is some like kind of form of artistry.
Mhm.
I don't know if everyone's thinking that, but I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
some
it's
form
it's
of
de- it's a
artistry,
can
right?
your face is a
And
canvas for
it's like
sure.
you have this, like, I would just worked for, I don't know, maybe an hour on this makeup for the bride, makeup. Maybe you did several hours for the makeup for everyone.
Yeah.
And then you put all of your heart and soul and effort into like making it the best it could be. And then someone's like, I don't like it. And
Yes.
you're like, but I made that.
Yes. And at that point, I try to break it down, like, what don't you like about it?
Yeah.
You know,
Because
is it
they probably don't hate everything.
yes. And sometimes it's the smallest little tweak where they're going to be like, "Oh, well now I love it." But
Yeah.
there was one thing throwing them off. So, I think it's really important for them to feel comfortable to express that.
Yeah. What's the most like underrated piece of your kit that you're like, if you're a makeup girly out there, like you gotta get this like one thing. It's gonna
Ooh.
make your life so much easier.
I would say my favorite thing in my kit is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. You are going to have no idea
S-
what that is.
Yeah. It
But
sounds cool.
yeah, it is kind of just a base that I put on pretty much everybody that just creates this nice natural glow from within. And then you do everything else kind of on top of it. But that has just been something that I see myself buying year after year.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's so cool.
absolutely.
That's so cool. All this stuff I know like very little about, so it's so fun
Yeah,
to like
yeah. It's like,
peel back the
oh,
layers
yeah.
because it's this interesting like idea that I keep hearing people talk about. It's like the venue is going to be in every one of your pictures, right?
Yes.
The dress that the bride's wearing, it's going to be in every one of those pictures. Florals, most of them,
Mhm.
right? Makeup, like it's there.
Yes.
That's on your face. If
Yes.
you're doing any like if you're doing a lot, if you're doing a little, it's all going to be like in every picture that
Exactly.
you're in.
And you have to make sure the products in your kit are good for photography.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of different like an HD powder that'll have flashback on a camera. So it'll
Interesting.
kind of if you put it under eyes and you take that photo, everything's just going to kind of look bright.
Okay.
And you have to kind of know how to do makeup so it
Yeah.
photographs well.
Are there other tips in there that's like, hey, stay away from this type of product or this technique doesn't really photograph well?
Mm, no, I would just say because all of our kits are so different. Like
Yeah, I'm sure.
no two kits will be the same. So I've just kind of found what I like and what works for me. So I don't really know that I would say like stay away from this, but like yeah, like HD powders or a lot of dewiness. I'm a dewy girl. I like to look almost shiny because I'm a dry girl. But I get girls that are a little oily, and you have to be able to kind of do a good mix. You
Yeah.
don't want them to look like they're greasy.
Yeah.
So I would say like trying to balance that is important for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone's skin is going to be somewhere
Yes.
on that
And most of the
spectrum.
people, aside from my bride, but bridesmaids, I'm just meeting them for the first time that day.
Yeah.
So I've never seen their face.
Yeah.
I've 5 minutes maybe, because we're working quick. I have 5 minutes to kind of consult them and ask them about their skin, how it is, and
And what
whatnot.
they want too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And what they're desiring. So it's a lot on the spot in the moment,
Yeah.
but it works. It's fun.
What is your like day of process look like? Like what time are you generally showing up? How long are you there? How long does it take generally for each girl? And maybe the bride's different.
Yeah. So my morning consists of me not really sleeping the night before because I'm always afraid I'm going to oversleep and that
Yeah.
I'm not going to
I
show
literally
up.
did that last night. I woke up like four times. Like
Yes,
it's
same.
6:15. It's
Yep.
not
Yep.
6:15.
Yeah. So I've never done that, but in my brain I have.
Yeah.
And so I'm usually pretty just awake all night. And then the next morning, I try to wake up about an hour and a half before I have to leave just to make sure, everything's good to go. Check the kit a couple times, even though I pack it the night
Yeah.
before. Um, and then I'll either listen to the radio. Sometimes I drive in silence on my way there
Yeah.
just to kind of,
It's a lot of chaos in the
yeah, it
morning.
is.
Yeah.
Start times, I mean, I've had some that were starting at 5 a.m. I've had some that we start at 9 a.m. 9 a.m.s are perfect. Love that.
Yeah.
But most of the time, we don't have enough time to get them ready with just me if we're starting at 9. So I
Okay.
prefer an earlier start time because I would prefer to get done before schedule. That way, touch ups and,
Yeah.
people were giving, the bride gets their makeup done and then someone gives them a note and she's crying. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah,
I do cause a few tears
yeah.
with the way that I ask for things. So
Right. Yeah. And I'm not
it's
going to
all
be like,
good.
don't cry on your wedding day
Yeah.
because your makeup looks great. Um, but I would say it takes me about 45 minutes per bridesmaid.
Okay.
There's sometimes I'm like, I could spend forever on this face because it's just so fun, but I can't.
Yeah.
For the bride, I like to have at least an hour. An hour and a half would be perfect if our schedule allows it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't always.
Is there any like downside to like if the girls are listening, the brides are listening, they're like, is there any downtime to starting earlier and like having extra time? Like, is there like a lifespan of the makeup that's like that first girl is really going to be suffering,
Not
like makeup wise?
typically. If you prep and you set it correctly, I will always just have like the first two girls at least like, do you need any touch ups? Maybe hit some powder if they've gotten a little oily.
Gotcha.
I always wait to do lips until like the end.
Yeah.
I always call it my lip line. Everyone gets in a lip line and we just go like right after they're getting in their dresses and whatnot. Just because they're eating, they're drinking,
Yeah.
your lip's not, there's no sense in doing
You're
it
probably going to
twice.
touch them all up anyways.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, there's no sense in me wasting time doing it now when you're about to go drink your mimosa and eat your
Yeah.
breakfast. So, yeah.
Yeah. So about 45 minutes for the bridesmaids,
Hmm.
about an hour, hour and a half for the bride.
Yes.
Are you having like meetings with the bride beforehand, doing some trials? Like, what's that
Absolutely.
process look like?
So, I require a deposit for people to book me, and it kind of secures their spot and it also includes their trial. So, I do that because I want to force a trial on them. I don't want it to be an
You
option.
must have a trial.
Yes. I'm like, why would you not? It's included.
Yeah.
Because I like to meet them. I like to make sure, we're a good fit, we get along, good vibes, and that they like their makeup. There's nothing more scary than the day of never meeting your bride
Yeah.
and you guys being on completely different pages.
Yeah. Or
So,
even like, I would assume that there's some style preferences in there too.
absolutely.
Could you describe a little bit of like what your style is or maybe what it's not, if that kind of like qualifies
Yeah.
like what kind of makeup
Yes.
styles are you doing?
So I take the approach of like you but better. You're enhanced. I don't want to change. I don't want your partner to not recognize who's walking down the aisle. I want it to look
Is that her?
like you. Yeah. A little enhanced, of course. I do get a couple people that want a little more than
A little
that.
more, yeah.
But my approach is very natural. I don't really do a lot of like dark features. Like we're brightening, we're pink, we're
Gotcha.
natural. We like fresh skin. That's like my favorite trend is like the clean girl, fresh skin. Yeah, like
Yeah.
just healthy glow.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it goes to show that, you're recognizing that like inner beauty and just
Yes.
giving a little bit of, you know, contour, shaping, like you're
Yes.
just bringing it all out.
Exactly. Yes. We just take your features and we enhance them. And I kind of learned that young from my aunt. She would do makeup on me, and gosh, I was probably like 12. And she would kind of instill that. Like, we just want to enhance your beauty. We don't want to cover it up. We're not trying to change it. And that stuck with me my whole life, kind of. And I was like, that, as you age, you realize that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
Like, makeup can be fun. You can use it to change and do all the things, but your wedding day is not the day to do that.
It might be a hot take for some of you out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But thinking back to like that first wedding that you did, What do you remember, like, going well,
Oh
going
gosh.
not going well? Like, what was that
It was a
first one?
gamble. Yeah, it was 50-50, you know. I luckily was working under a professional that could help or fix if needed.
Yeah.
But looking back at my photos from 2016, because 2016 makeup is so different from
Oh,
today's
really?
makeup. Oh my gosh. 2016 makeup was, you had these block brows and big lashes and like a cut crease eyeshadow. It was very bold.
Yeah.
Matte, bright lips. It it was
I could
2016
tell you
was a
didn't really enjoy 2016
well,
makeup.
I mean, I did
In
then.
that, yeah, in
Looking
that
back
time.
now, yeah,
Different.
it can stay there. But that was kind of, I feel like, an evolutionary part of makeup was kind of the 2015, 2016 era is really when contouring and like sure celebrities were doing all of that, but like your average Joe, we weren't really doing any of that.
Yeah.
And I think 2016 it started really harsh. You were doing really harsh contour. And then that
Gotcha.
just kind of is where it started. And now we're allowed to kind of dial that back.
Kinda, like, a little bit more refined in a way.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you remember, like, and maybe it's hard to remember exactly, but, like, do you remember makeup-wise, like, I know the style was different, but did you take stuff even from that first wedding where you're like, "I will not do that again. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna make sure my kit has this or doesn't have that, or I'm showing up at this time and not that time," or
Um, yeah, actually, there was one incident I had where I was talking with the bride and she was telling me all about where she's getting married. And this was pre contracts. This was more hobby, like messaging on Instagram or Facebook, whatever.
yeah.
And her venue was beautiful. I was there the weekend before for my best friend's wedding. So I show up on time and nobody's there. And I'm like, hmm. And you didn't really have service there either. So I gave it 10 minutes and I was like, okay, I'm going to drive back down the hill and reach out. Well, here it turns out they were getting ready at her parents'
Oh
cabin,
gosh.
and that was about an hour away.
Oh no.
So I was like going through our messages, and I'm like, I guess it's on us. I'm not gonna blame the bride on her wedding
Yeah.
day. Like, obviously, I'm gonna take the heat. It's my fault.
Yeah.
But we never discussed anything about it not being at the venue.
Yeah.
So I kind of joke with people now, and I'm like, I don't really care where you're getting married. I love it. I want to hear about it, but I need to know where you're getting ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you
Please
getting
tell me
ready?
that
Yeah.
location.
We'll ask about where you're getting married
Yeah.
when we're,
We'll talk about it.
yes. Yeah. So that kind of was something that now I don't even ask people like when I say, where are you getting ready? I want the address
Yeah.
because what if there's another Birchwood
Yeah.
in an hour or two
I just have no
radius?
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked that address 100 times. Like,
Yes.
on the drive, I'm like, it's still the same. I'm
Yeah.
still going.
Same. Yes.
Nothing happened to my phone that it would change, but I'm still like, I need to know that we're going to
Right.
the right
Yeah.
place.
So that was kind of a nightmare. Luckily, she had a second artist that was already there that was able to
Oh,
kind of
nice.
compensate. So, but like, you're not going to get that lucky every time.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that
for
was
sure.
something that kind of lived in my brain and it still does. And that was years ago
Yeah.
that I'm double checking that.
Are there other like systems or strategies or like business things that you do to kind of keep yourself organized, like ready for the next wedding?
Yes. So I have a contract, but in that contract, I have a timeline spot, I guess. That way we both know. And it's right in that contract. Like, what time are we starting?
Okay.
What time is this person going? And what time are we ending?
Yeah.
And I feel like even though I tell people don't stick to the timeline as like, oh my God, we're 5 minutes over, that person's supposed to be sitting. I don't want them to stress out about that, but it's just a general timeline and we give ourselves some wiggle room
Yeah.
just so we're all prepared, we're all ready, and we're all here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the Alexis, if you're listening.
Yes.
This is the question that she
Okay.
had. She was like, you got to ask the makeup
Yeah.
girlies. So there's like timeline discrepancies sometimes.
Yes.
And she was like, is it a thing where the makeup and hair side of things has a thought in their mind, or maybe like you said, you have a timeline that you've created,
Hmm.
whether it's a loose timeline or if it's a strict timeline, and then day of a photo, uh, photographer might say like, "Oh, hey, I had them being done, ready to go, getting dressed at 1, and you had them done, ready to go, getting dressed at 1:30."
Yes.
Is there a good way that like the hair and makeup side of things, vendor teams could like bridge the gap, or photo could bridge the gap with you guys to kind of make sure everyone is on the same page, bride is done at 1:30, in her dress by 2, like
Yes. So I always joke and I say the photographer is my boss that day. Like they are my boss,
they
whether they
walk in, you're
like it
like,
or not. Yes, I when I see them walk in and they're staring at me, and I'm like, oh gosh. So I always tell my brides when they ask about the timeline, I tell them to consult their photographer first.
okay,
I want them to have the photographer tell them what time they need to be getting in their dress, and then we adapt.
kind of build it backwards from there.
Yes. And now it doesn't always work that way because sometimes, people show up a little late
Yeah,
and I'm trying my darndest to like, let's go, let's hurry it up.
yeah,
Photographer's staring at me like she's ready to go. So there are instances where it kind of, I get it for them because they are kind of in charge, whether they like it or not. Um,
I think most of them like
yeah,
it.
they're leading the
Yeah,
day.
for sure.
And I feel like sometimes they might feel like more of a planner in a sense
Yeah,
as well. But I do try, and I put in my contract, like, who is your photographer?
okay.
Just so if I need to, I can reach out to them.
Yeah, I feel like it would be it'd be so nice if there was a way to kind of like there's just so many weddings, so many
Hmm.
vendors on every wedding, but
Yes.
to find a way to get everyone kind of like not a full conversation, but just on the same wavelength
Right.
before. So it's not like showing up and you're like, "Oh, I have 30 minutes per girl
And it's happened.
because I
Yeah.
need to get to the bride so she's ready to go."
Yes.
Are your brides always going last in that morning session?
I don't love a bride to go last. I
Okay.
feel like that creates a lot of anxiety because the bride's the most important part of the day.
Yeah.
We need her ready.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if the little sister only has 30 minutes, but bride deserves her time.
Yeah.
So my approach is I like to do the bride second to last or next to last. And I like to do my mothers of the grooms and mothers of the bride dead last
Okay.
if I'm able. Because they're running around. They're checking off all the boxes.
Yeah.
They're doing all the things. And from my experience, they are more mature, they're more set in what they're comfortable with their makeup. They have done it their whole lives
Yeah.
or not, but they're not always super comfortable with bridal makeup or wedding day makeup. And if they go too early, they're getting, opinions from Aunt Janice and they're asking this they're kind of sketching themselves out about it. They're thinking too much into it.
Yeah.
And I'll never let somebody go out looking not great.
Yeah.
But it gives them a little too much time
Think
and
about
to
it.
think about it.
I would assume that
Yeah.
their makeup is maybe even just like a more simple, even maybe less.
Yeah.
Uh,
Less is more for
yeah,
them, for sure.
yeah. So
Definitely.
that might even just take a little bit less time.
And it can. Yeah, it really depends. Sometimes a more natural look actually is more work
Oh, okay.
to get it to look natural but actually stay all day.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I kind of like, and it's funny because it seems like the first person that always gets nominated to go is like the sister of the groom. For some reason, she's always like the first in the
Yeah,
chair. And
just like
yeah.
charging out.
Yep.
So you end up working with, I'm assuming, a lot of hairstylists.
Yes.
And you guys do a little bit of like a tango
Oh yeah.
throughout the morning.
Hmm.
What's that look like? How does it go well? How does it maybe not go well?
Yeah. And with that, there's always, sometimes it's super smooth. That is if the bride will, once I give her my timeline, like, or if the hairstylist gives it first, whatever, we'll try to like alternate back and forth. Um, Sometimes it gets a little bumpy, but sometimes we'll work on a person at the same time. I have no problem doing that as long as, like, I'm not doing makeup and they're spraying hairspray right in
Yeah.
their face or something, but
They're like, close your eyes.
yeah, I have no problem accommodating that. I'm like, I'm not more important than the
Yeah.
hairstylist, so we can work together and try to make it smooth for
Do
everybody.
you like have a preference? Um, like if they go hair first, makeup first, does it matter?
I prefer if they get their hair done first just because of the hairspray situation. Like, I use a lot of setting sprays, but then, like, hairspray on top of that, you just never know how it's gonna lay on
Gotcha.
top of their face or if it'll look funny in photographs. Like, I don't know because I'm not a hairstylist, so
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'd rather them have their hair done, and that way I can kinda wash their face and take off any sticky hairspray.
Yeah. Is there something that the girls could do prior to sitting in the chair? Maybe it's that morning when they're taking their shower, or maybe it's like once they get to the venue. Should they like wash their face? Should they dry? Like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
should they do to get ready?
So always come with a clean face. Please take your mascara off from the night before. That seems to be the thing. And I tell people you can moisturize. You know, if your normal routine is you shower in the morning, you put on moisturizer, do that. I'm still going to wash your face later, but that like initial drink for your skin is
Yeah.
great. Like, keep doing that.
So don't change the moisture
Don't
part of it.
change the moisturizer. And sometimes people will be like, "Hey, I threw on a little bit of foundation. I had to run around today." And that's totally fine. I always take a toner pad and I always wipe and clean their face and moisturize.
So it seems like there's a little bit of a like in between. Maybe it's better to have the hair done first, but for you, it's like it's just an easier. You can wash the face,
Yes.
you can do your thing. You know that what you're doing without anything after it, like hairspray,
Right.
it's gonna photograph well. It's gonna look nice in all the photos.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever's easiest for the bride
Yeah,
and whatever, I'm very accommodating.
yeah. It seems like you're going with the flow for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So the bride's sitting down in the chair when she sits, or maybe in that last hour of time that you're there, you can kind of sense things starting to shift. It's maybe getting a little bit more stressful.
Mhm.
I'm curious, like, what your goal is for the bride as she's sitting, like, that goes beyond the makeup,
Yes.
right? Because she's sitting for like an hour.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna be like, what's the goal there?
I just want them to feel calm and comfortable. I really try to read people, and if they want to talk, I'll talk. Like, let's talk. If they want to sit there and not talk, I'll work quicker. Um, I am really just, I try to read her and to see how she's feeling. Or if, like, someone keeps asking her a bunch of questions and they walk away. And I will ask her, like, do you want me to answer them for you? Do you want me to go get like your maid of honor? Do you need any assistance?
Yeah,
And it's really person to person how they're feeling. Some people are totally cool, answer all the questions. Other people you can kind of read it in their tone and their face of that's enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can usually see when it's enough
Yes,
for
I had
sure.
a well, she's not my bride, but she is getting married this weekend, and I gave her a facial yesterday, and she told me she came up with a packet of any question she could think of that people were gonna ask her,
Yeah,
and she sent it to everybody,
I
and she
love
said,
it.
"Before you ask me a question,
Look at the book.
look at the book." Yeah,
I
and I
love
was like,
that. That's a
"That's
great idea.
yeah,
Because I've had brides before morning of, and they're doing that. They're answering all the
mhm,
questions, and it's so stressful.
yes,
So either get someone to answer the questions for you if you don't care what the answer is
yes,
specifically,
yes."
and if you do, write it down
Write it down.
beforehand.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure she might still get a couple
Oh,
questions
for
here and there.
sure. I mean, that's inevitable, and
Yeah,
I think that's not something that, like, you can't control your emotions so much, but I think that that's a normal thing.
yeah,
But when it gets to be excessive or, you have two people asking you the same question, it's like, okay.
okay, yeah. Let's move
Yeah.
on.
And then you wonder, are they asking it because they want to know or are they asking it because they just want to talk?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah.
Which I mean, I get it. Like
Yeah.
you wanna talk, you wanna chat, you wanna hang
Yes.
out with the bride. Like she's the girl
Yes. Yeah.
for the
And I
day.
find myself having to kind of think about things before I talk because I don't want to ask her something that maybe didn't hear but was already asked 3 times. And then I ask her again and she's like,
Really, lady?
Yeah, so I'm like, "Okay, am I asking this just to keep conversation going, or do I genuinely need to know?"
Yeah. No, that's a great point. That's a great point for the morning, hair makeup.
Yes.
Like
You
Be,
just
be
really have
thinking a
to
little bit.
read.
Give yourself a little filter.
Yeah. Yep.
So there you have your style, your kind of natural, a little enhancement kind of style, but I'm sure there's like a ton of different looks within that style.
Yes.
Um, I'm gathering you're gonna figure that out in the trial. But for the brides that are listening that are like, but like, where do I even start? Like, what should my look be? Like,
Yes.
how do you help them kind of figure that out if they're not like coming in being like, do this, do that. I always do this. I always do that.
Yeah. So I do like to get a breakdown of what they do on a normal day. Like, what's your go to makeup routine? Because if, they don't fill in their brows at all, and then I fill in their brows, it's going to be a little bit of a shock of like,
Well,
whoa. So I just like to, a nice balance of like, what do you do normally? And then I have them bring me a photo or inspiration photo if they want.
yeah,
Sometimes, most of the time, honestly, they don't. They're like, I like this color. I don't like this. Do your thing.
yeah,
And I'll also ask, like, have you had your makeup done before? Did you like it? If you did, what did you like about it? And if you didn't, what was it about it that you didn't like?
yeah.
And lately, though, Pinterest is full of AI.
Oh,
And
love it.
every photo, this last wedding season is AI.
Yeah,
And that gets to be a little bit hard as a makeup artist.
yeah. I mean, it's unrealistic
It's very
in every
unrealistic.
way.
Yes. I still don't mind because I was looking up inspiration photos
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, wow, these are all AI.
yeah,
So it's not even the consumer's fault. They don't have a choice. Like
yeah.
they can't really find.
And it is honestly it's hard to tell on some of them. I mean, it's a little obvious on some,
Right.
but it
Yes.
can be hard to tell sometimes.
Yes. And so if they're bringing me an AI photo, I'm going to let them know, like, okay, you're not going to look this like your skin is your skin.
Yeah,
It's an organ. It's warm. It's creasy. It's textured, and that's okay. But what about this photo do you like? Do you like the lash? Do you like the color of the eyeshadow? Do you like the placement of the blush?
yeah,
You kind of have to break down the photo to see what it is about that photo that they like,
yeah,
not just because that model is perfect.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that goes into figuring out the look, the vibe, and it could be, like you said, it could be something similar to what they do all the time, but
Yeah.
they might be wanting to totally change it up and do
Right.
something different.
Yep. And I've had a few brides that we do 2 trials. I've had a couple people that we've done 3. And that's not to say that like I try not to get down on myself of like, oh my gosh, a 3rd trial, like they
Yeah,
don't like it. Because that's not the case. It's
yeah.
just, and sometimes they'll bring me a completely different photo for the 2nd trial than they did the
Just
first trial.
trying something
Just
completely
trying
different.
something new. And that's what I tell people is what it's all about. Your trial is to figure out the look you want.
Yeah,
So if you don't like something or you do, just communicate that because you're to an extent not going to hurt my feelings.
yeah,
It's your face. I can't, like, I have a vision and you
yeah,
have a different vision.
yeah. It's all expectations.
Yes.
Dude, if you are on the same page with your clients, expectations are met, they're gonna most likely be happy.
Yes. Yeah. And you just have to make them feel comfortable to express those concerns.
Yeah.
You hear about so many people leaving somewhere and they're like, oh, I hated my nails. And I'm like, oh, did you like say anything? No.
I
I'm
don't
like,
wanna. Yeah.
okay, well, and I'll even have friends that'll call me, got my makeup done today and I hate it. Like, what should I do? And I'm like, is she still there? Yeah. I'm like, go tell her.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. Don't call me. I'm not
Yeah,
there.
literally gossiping like, oh,
Yeah. Like, go tell her what you don't like about it.
yeah,
The communication. And I'm sure I can't speak for every makeup artist, but I'm sure across the board, we would rather you tell us than to
yeah,
A, hate your makeup all day,
yeah,
and B, badmouth the makeup artist
yeah.
or
Because
whatever.
like you
So,
said, it could be the smallest change,
hmm
and that could go from like, I don't really like it to like, that's perfect.
so yesterday I had a bride email me. We did her trial on Sunday. She emailed me and she said, I loved everything about my trial, but, and I was like, oh gosh, what? But I always like a but because I don't believe you if you loved everything. Like there has to be one thing.
Yeah,
We did 3.5 lash clusters on each eye. She wants 4 on each eye. As simple as an extra half lash,
Yeah.
something that simple. And I'm like, I love that because that attention to detail is,
Well, and now
yeah,
you know you'll do the 4 and she'll
yeah,
be like, "Love it."
perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm almost like not convinced. I'm like, there has to be one thing.
I do, yeah, I do say that to couples sometimes. I'm like, "You guys don't have any questions?"
Yeah.
You're not there's no concerns,
Yeah.
no questions at
Yes.
all.
Yes.
I'm like, "No, we're good." I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
There's
Yeah. Yeah. You're
like,
second
you
guessing
gotta
it.
have something that's, like, there,
Yes.
but, there's gotta be a lot of it that's, like, you're trying to find the style. If there's a bride out there that's like, "Who do I have do my makeup?" Right?
Yeah.
A lot of it's gotta be style, but there's gotta be more to it than just, like, the look. Because I would imagine, I mean, no offense to Lunar Beauty Studio, but you're not the only
Oh
one
no.
that's doing, like, a natural kind of
Oh no.
slight
That's
enhanced.
yeah. That's the trend these days. So I I have found, especially this year, I prefer my couples or my brides or my groom if he wants a little touch up. I'm okay with that. If they book me because they like either me or they like my style, not just because I do makeup.
Gotcha.
Like you need a makeup artist, I'm a makeup artist hired.
Yeah, like, check.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want you to like my work because I feel like that's going to help both of us. And I do get a couple inquiries of like, "Hey, I need a makeup artist. Are you available?" And I'm like, that approach to me is just kind of dry because I'm like, well, why do you need a makeup artist? What do you need out of makeup? Like I like to really get into that. Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference? And people are like, I don't know, I just need my makeup done. I'm like, okay, all right.
But there's more to it
Yeah,
than
there's always
just,
more to
yeah.
it.
Well, and this is the thing that I keep thinking about with, like, the way that the morning runs. Um, you and the hair and makeup, like, that combination, you guys are, like, running the morning, you're kind of curating, like, some sort of vibe. I know the
Hmm.
girls are kinda just together, they're having a good time,
Oh
but,
yeah.
like, you're kind of curating, like, a vibe for the morning.
Yeah, yeah, they're my
You're
fellow vendor.
you're
Yeah.
there for, like, 3, 4, maybe 5,
8 hours.
yeah, 8 hours, like,
Yeah.
you're there for a long
Yeah.
time. What goes into, like, making that morning fun, maybe for the fellow vendor that's in there, like, the hair, side of things, but also just, like, all of the girls, like, making that process fun and not like, "Oh, I gotta, like, gotta get my makeup done," you know?
Yeah. So I find I don't know if it's a fault, but I am a people pleaser. So I really read people's energies and how they're feeling. And for some reason, I think that morning it's my responsibility to make sure everybody's happy. Period. Whether it's the hairstylist, the photographer, the bride, the bridesmaids, the moms. I feel like I need to stay positive and be that kind of source of light for them so that they're not feeling a little bit. I mean, you're going to feel anxious, but I don't
Yeah,
want people to feel like uneasy or really nervous about what they're doing because a lot of people are nervous to get their makeup done.
yeah,
And I try to, if I don't know the hairstylist, I try to introduce myself. We chat. A lot of the times we exchange business cards at the end of it. But I do get a lot of brides asking me for hairstylist recommendations. So I do
gotcha.
have like a preferred vendor list for that.
Nice, good
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Yes.
No, I love that. So your studio is mostly the wedding makeup, but there's more that you were telling me about that you guys are doing at your studio.
Yes.
And you were saying that some of that stuff can really, really help brides for the day of makeup.
Absolutely.
Walk me through, like, what are those things and how do they help?
So, one thing I would say are monthly facials. I tell people 3 to 6 months at least, one a month, whether your skin is perfect or we have some concerns. It's such a great relaxation experience. My bride from Memorial Day weekend, she had perfect skin. And she said her husband said, "Why are you getting facials?" And she said, "Because it's so relaxing." And I was like, "Exactly,
Yeah.
yes." But also just skin concerns or just to have kind of the best canvas you can for the day of. As I said before, like your skin is an organ, your skin is skin and it's going to have texture. It can be oily, it's going to have creasing, but there are things that you can do to help that. Getting your skin in the best shape that it can be is going to help the longevity of your makeup. It's going to help everything look put together and maybe not oily or maybe not so dry. And then we also do brow laminations and lash lifts. So a brow lamination is essentially it's like a perm for your brows, kind of straightens them all out, fluffs them up, and fills in any sparse areas. And I get people that love to do that before their wedding day. Now, I would never advise them to do it for the first time the week before their wedding. I have had somebody do that, and I'm like, girl, you're giving me a heart attack. But if you do it a couple times leading up to it to see if it's something you would like, it is definitely something that will help pull your look together, and it'll hold your brows in place because we kind of set them into that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of stuff that brides could be doing to kind of enhance a little bit, or
Yeah.
even just like you're saying, it's just like
The
give them a chance to like just
relaxation.
relax and just
Yes.
like sit in the chair, not worry about
Yes.
stuff for a minute, because there's a lot of planning and preparation that goes into a wedding, and that all of that can be very stressful.
For sure. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Kyleigh, thank you so much for
Yeah.
being on.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you
hope
so
everyone
much.
listening, I mean, this was so cool to hear, one, your journey, but also, two, like the experience that you're crafting for your clients
Yeah.
at your studio and day of
Yeah.
doing the wedding makeup. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing so you see that new episodes are coming out, and share it with all of your friends if they're interested in hearing more about awesome vendors like Kyleigh from Lunar Beauty Studio. And if you're listening, would appreciate if you guys could share as well and leave us like a little review. Let us know how you're liking the show. And that is all for this episode, and we'll catch you guys next time on the Preferred List.
Thank you.